ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Shamashri Mataji. So today we will be reading and discussing the last chapter of the sixth canto, hmm, which is entitled Performing the Pumsavana Ritualistic Ceremony. hmm. And next Thursday, I will kind of summarize summarize the main points of the entire sixth canto. And then after that, we can begin the seventh canto. Mm. Sixth canto was very straightforward. Unlike fifth canto, we had to, discuss so many technical aspects of this universe, whereas in the sixth canto, it's mainly stories. So that was much easier for us. And also, it's only 18, 19 chapters. That was very quick. Okay, so um, yeah, if you're in a position to read, please raise your hand. Then I can ask you to do so. Yeah, this is a small chapter, and again, we will also try and finish early today. Um, yeah, so Shamashriji Mataji, thank you so much. So let's read the first, if you can read the first 10 verses.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Text 1. Maharaj Parikshit said, My dear Lord, you have already spoken about the Pumsavana vow. Now I want to hear about it in detail, for I understand that by observing this vow, one can please the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Text 2 to 3. Shukdev Goswami said, On the first day of the bright fortnight of the month of Aghranya, November to December, following the instruction of her husband, a woman should begin this regulative devotional service with a vow of penance, for it can fulfill all one's desire. Before beginning the worship of the Lord Vishnu, the woman should hear the story of how the Marus were born under the instruction of qualified Brahmanas. In the morning, one should wash her teeth, bathe, and dress herself with white cloth and ornaments. And before taking breakfast, she should worship Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi. Text 4. She should then pray to the Lord as follows. My dear Lord, you are full in all opulences, but I do not beg you for opulence. I simply offer my respectful obeisances unto you. You are the husband and master of Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, who has all the opulences. Therefore, you are the master of all mystic yoga. I simply offer my obeisances unto you. Text 5. O my Lord, because you are endowed with causeless mercy, all opulences, all prowess, and all glories, strength, and transcendental qualities, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of everyone. Text 6. After profusely offering obeisances unto Lord Vishnu, the devotee should offer respectful obeisances unto Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, and pray as follows. O wife of Lord Vishnu, O internal energy of Lord Vishnu, you are as good as Lord Vishnu himself, for you have all of his qualities and opulences. O goddess of fortune, please be kind to me, O mother of the entire world. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Text 7. My Lord Vishnu, full in six opulences, you are the best of all enjoyers and the most powerful. O husband of Mother Lakshmi, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are accompanied by many associates, such as Visvakshen. I offer all the paraphernalia for worshipping you. You should chant this mantra every day with great attention while worshipping Lord Vishnu with all the paraphernalia, such as water for washing the feet, hands, and mouth, and water for his bath. One must offer him various presentations for his worship, such as garments, a sacred thread, ornaments, scents, flowers, incense, and lamp. Text 8. Shukdev Goswami continued, after worshipping the Lord with all the paraphernalia mentioned above, one should chant the following mantra while offering 12 oblations of ghee on this sacred fire. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaye Mahavibhuti Pataye Swaha. Pataye Swaha. Text 9. If one desires all opulences, his duty is to daily worship Lord Vishnu with his wife Lakshmi. With great devotion, one should worship him according to the above mentioned process. Lord Vishnu and the goddess of fortune are an immensely powerful combination. They are the bestower of all benedictions and the sources of all good fortune. Therefore, the duty of everyone is to worship Lakshmi Narayan. Text 10. One should offer obeisances unto the Lord with a mind humbled through devotion. While offering Dandavat by falling on the ground like a rod, one should chant the Ava mantra 10 times. Then one should chant the following prayer. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you very much. So in the previous chapter, we had discussed how Diti uh, pleased her husband Kashyapa in order to beget a son who can kill Indra. Because Indra, there is a natural rivalry between the sons of Diti and sons of Aditi. Yeah. So, and she wanted to beget a son who can actually kill Indra. For that, she didn't tell her husband Kashyapa. Without telling her husband Kashyapa, she served him nicely for a long time, very nicely, very obediently. Kashyapa was extremely pleased. And Kashyapa um, then said to Diti, informed Diti to ask for a boon without any terms and condition. King Dasharath also, if you remember in Ramayana, he also did the similar thing. He said that actually you can ask any boon at any time, no terms and conditions. So Diti then asked her benediction, that is to have a son who can kill Indra. Indra is one of the chief demigods. So Kashyapa felt very sorry to hear this. So Kashyapa then realized, wow, Titi, my wife tricked me. So and then he said to himself, okay, she tricked me, I will also trick her. Um, and thinking like this within his mind, he suggested a ritualistic ceremony called Pumsavana, uh, to beget a son, good son, basically. Pumsavana, a ritualistic ceremony called Pumsavana, wherein Diti worships Lord Vishnu along with Mother Lakshmi for 1 year continuously. So he said to her that if you perform this ritual as per the rules and regulations given by me, you will definitely have a son who can kill Indra. However, if you make a mistake, you will have a son who will be friend of Indra. So um, he said to Diti, there are some do's and don'ts. Uh, you know, Basically, the whole process will bring a mode of goodness within Diti, just like spiritual master for us also in ISKCON. Uh, they, there are some do's and don'ts. Mm. If we follow them properly, then that will bring us to the platform of mode of goodness. Mm. And when we are in the mode of goodness, we don't think bad. We don't anything evil doesn't come out of us when we are in the mode of goodness. So he said that do not hurt anyone, do not speak lies, eat only prasad, wear fresh clothes, worship the Supreme Lord, do not associate with bad people, evil people, like that. And he also mentioned other things such as, after eating, you must wash your mouth, hands, feet, like that. So there were so many um, do's and don'ts rules were given to Diti. And so, yeah, Diti decided to perform this ritualistic ceremony called Pumsavana, wherein she decided to worship Mother, uh, Mother Lakshmi and Lord Vishnu. Vishnu along with Mother Lakshmi. Lakshmi Narayana worship mm, to beget a son. Um, so Indra came to know this, um, and Indra approached Mother Diti, saying this that he would be, some sort of help for her in while she's doing this vow for 1 year. He was bringing flowers, he was bringing various paraphernalia, he was helping, supporting her in this process of worship. She was also happy that Indra was helping, um, supporting her. But however, Indra's main reason to support her is to find a fault, and when she finds a fault, then he will do what he wants to do. Um, So one day, she followed the Diti, Mother Diti followed the rules and regulations properly. But however, just one day, um, after eating prasad, she had forgotten to wash her mouth, hands, feet, and she slept at the time of twilight, which is not ideal. So, taking this advantage, taking advantage of this mistake, Indra, with his mystic potency, entered into the womb of Mother Diti, and because he knows that um, you know the son, the Diti's intention to beget a son to kill him. So he thought, he has to protect himself. So for that reason, he decided to cut the embryo into 7 pieces, but the embryo became 7 children. And then, these children within the womb were saying, do not cut. However, he decided to cut each child into 7 pieces, but each piece became another child. Thus, there were 49 children within the womb of Diti. Uh, so Indra was astonished that he wanted to kill the embryo, but now there are 49 children. Shukadeva Goswami then tells to Parikshit Maharaj, you remember Parikshit Maharaj? When you were burnt by the Brahmastra of Ashwatthama when you were in the womb of your mother, Uttara. That time, Lord Krishna, your mother rushed towards Krishna and prayed for Krishna to protect you within the womb. Krishna entered the womb of your mother and he actually saved you, although you were burnt within the womb. Here, Diti's embryo was also protected by the Lord. Because Mother Diti worshipped Lord Vishnu for 1 year, every day. So Lord protected our embryo. So instead of one child, Lord gave 49 children. Another thing was that Diti and these 49, they became Maruts, the wind gods. They were, they became friends of Indra, followers of Indra. They were elevated to the post of demigods. None of the other descendants of Diti got elevated to the post of demigods. Of course, there is Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, they are pure devotees, but these were given, as a demigod role. So Diti asked, how did this happen, Indra? And Indra said everything. And Mother Diti gave up her enmity, and she was pleased. Indra was also pleased. So in this story, we see that by worshipping Vishnu, um, both Indra, because Diti has worshipped the Lord Vishnu, she has transformed. She has been transformed, and Indra is also been transformed. Yes, he served Diti in while she was worshipping Lord Vishnu. Mm. Um, if you remember the story in the fourth canto, Dhruva Maharaj story, Dhruva Maharaj was very annoyed with his stepmother Suniti, and he was very revengeful upon the advice of his mother Suruchi. Um, he went to the forest. Of course, he met Narada Muni on his way, and Narada Muni advised him to worship Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, and he worshipped for 6 months. We know that he had performed severe, very intense worship, Tivra Bhakti. Tivra Bhakti will transform us, not simple Bhakti. So yes, we get transformed to a tiny degree because we don't do Tivra Bhakti. Tivra Bhakti means intense devotion. Intense devotion. When intense devotion is performed, transformation will take place very, swiftly. But otherwise, with this, devotion that we do on a regular basis, it will take long time to transform the heart. So yes, he performed intense devotion for 6 months, and Lord Vishnu appeared. And when Lord Vishnu appeared, Um, you know, um, he, he he got transformed. Dhruva Maharaj got transformed. He was not. He was no longer revengeful towards his stepmother Suniti. Mm. Um, so transformation took place here. Diti also, um, you know, was happy, and Indra also be Indra got pleased as well. So two lessons from this story we were discussing last time. One is we have to be careful about people who can trick us, um, you know, with sweet words. Uh, Sometimes they give us, people come to us with ulterior motives. We have to recognize these people. Uh, mm, so say they will give you something um, that you like, and but they will ask for something else. They have some intention. They can trick us. They may speak very sweetly. They may praise you. They may give you some prasadam, but they have ulterior motives. So we have to be careful um, about these people. That's one. And secondly, when we worship Lord Vishnu, um, this transformation of thought takes place. Ashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavat uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtuki. All the inauspiciousness will be destroyed when we worship the Lord. Hmm? So those are the two lessons. So in continuation with that story, Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know the details of this Pumsavana ritualistic ceremony observed by Diti, how she observed, what it entails. So Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know, and Shukadeva Goswami basically details the process of Pumsavana, worship of Lakshmi Narayana, Mother Lakshmi, and Lord Vishnu is given in this chapter. Um, for us, our Gurudev has given some process. We follow the do's and don'ts, and we chant Hare Krishna mantra. Um, mm, so it is said that every age has got a process, a recommended process, a process that is recommended for a particular age. Say for Kruta Yuga, the process recommended is austerity, tapasya, meditation. Mm. For thousands of years, you meditate. Mm. Dhyayato Vishnu, you meditate in the form of Lord Vishnu. For Treta Yuga, Yajato Makai, you worship Lord, the Supreme Lord, by performing various sacrifices. Dwapare Paricharyayam. In the Dwapara Yuga, the process recommended is deity worship. Uh, Worship the deity, decorate the deity, offer various paraphernalia, like that. Mainly deity worship. And Kalautada Harikirtana, similarly, the process that is recommended for this particular age is Harikirtana, mean chanting the holy name of the Lord. Arer Nama, Arer Nama, Arer Nama Iva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata. So, in this particular age, there is nothing else, nothing else, nothing else. Only Harinam, only Harinam, only Harinam. That is given. Um, Okay, so here, let me summarize what's been said. Yeah, so this Pumsavana Vrata. um, the vow of Pumsavana to beget a child, ideally, good child. So women should begin. It is said that if woman is not able to perform this ritualistic ceremony, man can also do this on behalf of women. So between wife and husband, there is a spiritual transfer. The transformation takes place, like sharing. So if husband does, I don't know if wife does, whether husband gets it, but if husband does, the wife gets it. So it is said that husband can also do. Um, so it is said that uh, it should be done on the first day of the bright fortnight of month of Agrahayana, November, December. Um, and Women should hear the story of how Maruts were born. That's what we discussed. And under the instructions of qualified Brahmanas, the woman should nicely, cleanse herself and wear fresh clothes and worship Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi before taking the breakfast. Mm. And so this is the prayer. So in the text 4, it is said that, you know, um, my dear Lord, you're all, let me share the screen. Yeah. My dear Lord, you are full in all opulences, but I do not beg you for opulence, simply offer obeisances. Hmm. See, I simply offer obeisances unto you. Prabhupada writes here, therefore, uh, a pure devotee will not ask anything from the Lord. He simply offers the Lord his respectable obeisances. And the Lord is prepared to accept whatever the devotee can secure to worship him. Even patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, a leaf, flower, fruit, or water. There is no need to artificially exert oneself. It is better to be plain and simple and with respectable obeisances offer to the Lord whatever one can secure. The Lord is completely able to bless the devotee with all opulences. Uh, so Prabhupada says this point here that pure devotee will not ask for anything. And Lord knows the heart of pure devotee. And if something is needed, if something is beneficial for our devotion, Lord will award it. But a pure devotee will not ask um, uh, for material benefit. Uh, um, even in the case of Sudama also, Sudama did not actually ask anything. He offered that chipped rice and came back. Then he saw. Uh, it is said that actually I heard in one lecture, um, you know, yes, Sudama was thinking that he is very simple. So Lord want to, give him opulence and change his thought process. Um, okay, so we will do the next verse. Yeah, I will read something here. Okay, can anybody read this purport?
Shall I read?
Please, please.
Sorry. Okay.
Sometimes he tells his devotee in a dream that his temple and his garden are now very old and that he cannot enjoy them very nicely. Thus he requests the devotee to repair them. Sometimes he is buried in the earth and is and as if unable to come out himself. He requests his devotee to rescue him. Sometimes he requests his devotee to preach his glories all over the world, although he alone is quite competent to perform this task. Even though the Supreme Person Godhead is endowed with all the possessions and is self sufficient, he depends on his devotees through the relationship of the Lord with his devotees is extremely confident. Therefore, the relationship of the Lord with his devotee is extremely confidential. Only the devotees can perceive how the Lord, although full in himself, depends on his devotee for some particular work. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita 11.33, where the Lord tells Arjuna, Nimitt matra bhave save sachin. O Arjuna, merely be an instrument in the fight. Lord Krishna had the competence to win the battle of Kurukshetra himself, but nonetheless he induced his devotee Arjuna to fight and become the cause of victory. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was quite competent enough to spread his name and mission all over the world, but still he depended upon his devotees to do this work. Considering all these points, the most important aspect of the Supreme Lord's self sufficiency is that he depends on his devotees. This is called his causeless mercy. The devotee who has perceived this causeless mercy of the Supreme Personal Godhead by realization can understand the master and the servant. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So beautiful point here. So the important aspect of the Supreme Lord's self-sufficiency is that he depends on his devotees. He's self-sufficient, but Prabhupada writes here, self-sufficiency means he depends on his devotees. He engages his devotees. Why does he depend on his devotees? So that the devotees can be engaged. Here, Prabhupada writes a beautiful point. Mahaprabhu was competent enough to spread this mission, but he didn't do so because he was giving, he was engaging. Lord is engaging his devotees to do this job. So Prabhupada writes that beautiful purport. So this is a prayer. Then, after offering prayers to Vishnu, now one should offer prayers to Mother Lakshmi. And I would recommend, if you wish, you can memorize this verse. It's a simple, beautiful verse, a wonderful prayer to please Mother Lakshmi. So this is the sixth verse. विष्णुपत्नी महामाये महापुरुषलक्षणे प्रियेथ मे महाभागे लोकमातर्नमोऽस्तु ते. So whenever you see Mother Lakshmi, you can offer this prayer. So what does this prayer say? O wife of Lord Vishnu, O internal energy of Lord Vishnu, you are as good as Lord Vishnu himself, for you have all of his qualities and opulences. O goddess of fortune, please be kind to me. O mother of entire world, I offer respectful obeisances on you. This is how you please. Proper rights in the purport. Some people, they only worship Lakshmi without Narayana or without Vishnu. So Prabhupada said, when you worship both, she acts as superior spiritual energy. So when you worship without Vishnu, she acts as Mahamaya. Mahamaya means the external energy. She can bewilder you. So Prabhupada writes here, so better worship Lakshmi and Narayana. Some people, they only worship Lakshmi for riches without worshipping Lord Vishnu. That is not recommended. Hmm. Okay. So there is one mantra also, we'll recite that. So with this mantra, one should worship Lord Vishnu, it is said here. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahanubhavaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Saha Mahavibhutibhir Balim Upahara Miti. So with this mantra, one should chant this mantra every day with great attention while worshipping Lord Vishnu with all paraphernalia. So various paraphernalia. For worship, you need water and other articles as well, garments, sacred thread, ornaments, scents, flowers, etc. So this mantra should be chanted. Uh, um, so proper rights here. This mantra is important. Anyone engaged in deity worship should chant this mantra as quoted above, beginning with Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya. So Prabhupada recommends that this mantra, this particular mantra here, text 7, that should be chanted regularly, anyone who is engaged in the deity worship. And then, after worshipping, one should chant the following mantra while offering oblations of ghee in the fire, sacred fire. We are not doing this, but yes, in those days, you offer oblations of ghee, the sacred fire. But while offering that ghee, so this mantra should be chanted? Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Swaha, like that. This mantra should be chanted 10 times like that. So that's what's been detailed. We will then read the rest of the chapter. So actually, yeah, from 11 till the end of the chapter. Let me know if you're in a position to read apart from Shama Shriji Mataji.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Please.
Text 11.
Yeah, please.
My Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, you are the proprietors of the entire creation. Indeed, you are the cause of the creation. Mother Lakshmi is extremely difficult to understand because she is so powerful that the jurisdiction of her power is difficult to overcome. Mother Lakshmi is represented in the material world as the external energy, but actually she is always the internal energy of the Lord. Text 12. My Lord, you are the master of energy, and therefore you are the supreme person. You are sacrifice, yagna, personified. Lakshmi, the embodiment of spiritual activities, is the original form of worship offered unto you, whereas you are the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Text 13. Mother Lakshmi, who is here, is the reservoir of all spiritual qualities, whereas you manifest and enjoy all these qualities. Indeed, you are actually the enjoyer of everything. You live as the super soul of all living entities, and the goddess of fortune is the form of the bodies, senses, and minds. She also has a holy name and form, whereas you are the support of all such names and forms and the cause for their manifestation. Text 14. You are both the supreme rulers and benedictors of the three worlds. Therefore, my Lord, Uttama Sloka may my ambitions be fulfilled by your grace. Text 15. Sri Sukhdev Goswami continued, thus one should worship Lord Vishnu, who is known as Srinivas, along with Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, by offering prayers according to the process mentioned above. After removing all the paraphernalia of worship, one should offer them water to wash their hands and mouths, and then one should worship them again. Text 16. Thereafter, with devotion and humility, one should offer prayers to the Lord and Mother Lakshmi. Then one should smell the remnants of the food offered and then again worship the Lord and Lakshmiji. Text 17. Accepting her husband as the representative of the Supreme Person, a wife should worship him with unalloyed devotion by offering him prasad. The husband, being very pleased with his wife, should engage himself in the affairs of his family. Text 18. Between the husband and wife, one person is sufficient to execute this devotional service. Because of their good relationship, both of them will enjoy the result. Therefore, if the wife is unable to execute this process, the husband should carefully do so, and the faithful wife will share the result. Text 19 to 20. One should accept this Vishnu Vrat, which is a vow in devotional service, and should not deviate from its execution to engage in anything else. By offering the remnants of prasad, flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and ornaments, one should daily worship the brahmanas and worship women who peacefully live with their husbands and children. Every day, the wife must continue following the regulative principles to worship Lord Vishnu with great devotion. Thereafter, Lord Vishnu should be laid in his bed, and then one should take prasad. In this way, husband and wife will be purified and will have all their desires fulfilled. Text 21. The chaste wife must perform such devotional service continuously for 1 year. After 1 year passes, she should fast on the full moon day in the month of Kartika, that is October to November. Text 22. On the morning of the next day, one should wash oneself, and after worshipping Lord Krishna as before, one should cook as one cooks for festivals, as stated in the Gruhya Sutras. Sweet rice should be cooked with ghee, and with this preparation, the husband should offer oblations to the fire 12 times. Text 23. Thereafter, he should satisfy the brahmanas. When the satisfied brahmanas bestow their blessings, he should devotedly offer them respectful obeisances with his head, and with their permission, he should take prasad. Text 24. Before taking his meal, the husband must first sit the acharya comfortably, and along with his relatives and friends, should control his speech and offer prasad to the guru. Then the wife should eat the remnants of the oblations of sweet rice cooked with ghee. Eating the remnants ensures a learned, devoted son and all good fortune. Text 25. If this vow or ritualistic ceremony is observed according to the description of Shastra, even in this life, a man will be able to achieve all the benedictions he desires from the Lord. A wife who performs this ritualistic ceremony will surely receive good fortune, opulence, sons, a long-living husband, a good reputation, and a good home. Text 26 to 28. If an unmarried girl observes this word, she will be able to get a very good husband. If a woman is a Veera, who has no husband or son, executes this ritualistic ceremony, she can be promoted to the spiritual world. A woman whose children have died after birth can get a child with a long duration of life and also become very fortunate in possessing wealth. If a woman is unfortunate, she will become fortunate, and if ugly, she will become beautiful. By observing this vrat, a diseased man can gain relief from his disease and have an able body with which to work. If one recites this narration while offering oblations to the pitas and demigods, especially during the Sraddha ceremony, the demigods and inhabitants of Pitralok will be extremely pleased with him and bestow upon him the fulfillment of all desires. After one performs this ritualistic ceremony, Lord Vishnu and his wife, Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, are very pleased with him. O King Parikshit, now I have completely described how Diti performed this ceremony and had good children, the Maruts, and a happy life. I have tried to explain this to you as elaborately as possible. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Mataji. So some of the points that are applicable to us is so in our daily sadhana, we include some form of deity worship every morning. A Grihastha should worship the deity, Prabhupada says, because there are deities at home. They wake up early, um, cleanse themselves and clean the entire area also. They, because the deities are there, you can't just be lazy. So you worship, and so every Grihastha should worship deities. Some sort of deity worship should be there, a simple deity worship. Mm. And that's one thing. And secondly, it is mentioned here that one should also please the Brahmanas. Mm. Here, Brahmanas here in the sense devotees. So um, we should try and feed devotees, serve devotees, um, assist and support devotees as much as possible. Mm. So that's another point. Third one is taking prasad is mentioned. So um, we should, offer boga to the lordships and accept the remnants. Um, so that's an important aspect. Um, and fourth point, if I can think of, is it is said that the guru should also be respected. Acharya is mentioned. Hmm. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado yasya prasadat nagati kutopi. By pleasing uh, Guru, we can please Lord Vishnu. If we displease Guru, we will not be able to please the Lord, uh, the Lord Krishna. Um, so, as part of our daily routine, we should offer obeisances to our Guru as many times as possible. Even while going to bed, we can think of our Guru. If you don't have a Guru, you can think of Prabhupada. Uh, you offer obeisances even while after getting up also we can begin our day by chanting their pranam mantra, offering obeisances to them, and following their instructions. So there are a number of benedictions that are given at the end. Um, so um, yeah, so if we do this, our life is also like our life will be successful. Prabhupada said that he has a backdoor key for Golok Vrindavan. So just we have to follow his instructions, uh, and Prabhupada showed us, but we are not serious. Prabhupada said, yes, I am giving this recipe, but you are not serious. This morning also we were reading Prabhupada Lilamrita. So Prabhupada also said actually many people just wanted to go to higher planet and enjoy there. But if you sincerely desire and serve Prabhupada, so there is that success awaiting for all of us. So with that, we will conclude the sixth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And next Thursday, as I mentioned before in the beginning of the session, we will just do a quick overview of entire sixth canto, where we briefly touch base. And so then we can move on to the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Once again, thank you so much for being part of this routine. Um, so it's important, like on our own, it's not that easy to study Srimad Bhagavatam. Many devotees they purchase, many devotees, initiated devotees, they have copies of Srimad Bhagavatam. They start, but there is no continuity. They'll give up somewhere, give up reading Srimad Bhagavatam. It happens to many devotees, many devotees. But having this 1 hour on Thursday, we are not reading all the purports, but at least we are getting the essence of that chapter. It will motivate us. So once you hear also sometimes, oh, you remember, okay, okay, so let me go and read the purport of this verse, purport of that verse. It will it will bring some inspiration within us. So I'm very, very grateful to all of you for continuously attending and inspiring me to study the Srimad Bhagavatam. You are actually helping me to read Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'm very grateful to all of you. Thank you so much. And Hare Krishna, Shri Grandhara, Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Krishna.